So it's been a while since we've put out a video. We've had some trials and tribulations along the way, and we've learned a lot. We've come a long way. Things are going excellent. We are creating our soil. We have fertility. We're growing plants. You can see we got medicinal plants and herbs, and we really are having a lot of success. And we're going to show you what we're doing coming up next. Okay, I want to give you a few thoughts of where I'm at mentally in the world that we're in right now, which is leaving a lot to question. But what is not of question is life is completely different than it has been. I mean, when you go to the store and the shelf is empty, and not just once or twice, but it's showing the propensity for it to continue to happen in ways like that. So it really does put the pressure on you to be able to provide for yourself when you can't get what you normally would get. And it's really not that hard. It's just a matter of understanding what to do and how to do it. And I'll tell you, 90% of growing your own food is creating soil that feeds the plants. And when you can create soil that'll feed the plants, you don't have to put products into it to do it. I mean, when you consider the forest grows without intervention, the prairies grow without intervention, because the Creator had a plan, and it works. And if we replicate and we follow that process is the layering of organic material. And as that organic material is breaking down, it's feeding the microbiology that in turn is communicating and feeding the plants. So we watched BackToEdenFilm.com. There's a link right there. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's not the answer to all problems by any means, but what it does is it opens your mind up. It's a documentary about a man who was an arborist for 35 years. He was in the war in Agent Orange, and he's lost his mobility. He walks with a walking stick that he's hanging onto to walk. But the message that he conveys is incredible. And when you bring yourself back to nature and the way things are designed to work, it's enlightening. And you look at conventional farming techniques that are after quantities of food production and profitability, profit-driven. Let's make as much to feed the masses without necessarily the focus on the nutrition. I mean, we look at things that have come about that were never there, problems, gluten, whatever that is, that were never a problem historically as we were growing up. So we've created that problem as man by changing things so dramatically. I think that is an intolerance to some of the chemicals that are put on to the crops that we grow, and the crop desiccation so that you can make it easier to harvest, and things that are just not good for us. And I'll tell you, I'm 55 now, and I feel good. And I eat a lot better than I ever did. We eat our own food that we grow, and we eat it when it's in season, and when we store things that we can eat when it's not in season. And heck, I never knew you could just leave your potatoes in the ground. You don't need a root cellar. You don't need somewhere that we leave them in the ground. Here's a tidbit for you. We harvest 2/3 of each bed, leaving 1/3 of the bed in the ground for the winter. And in the spring, come February, we dig those up and reseed the bed. We don't have to buy seed potatoes. Yeah, you lose a little bit. Something rots in there. Maybe the bugs attack it. but it's sustainable. It's sustainable. I don't have to go and get stuff from somebody to do it. So we want to help you. We want to teach you what we've learned, how we're doing things. We had these grandiose plans of showing you how we're building our house and taking you through all these things that I could commend these YouTubers. There's a lot of work involved in producing videos and planning your day and what you're doing around the production of those videos. It's difficult when you're trying to get things done. So I commend those guys. And I commend those guys that are great growers and the Charles Dowdings of the world and other guys that the Justin Rhodes and many other guys, the Curtis Stones but a lot of people are out there buying product, and that's just it's not sustainable. So enough of my rant. Let's get off the subject. Let's move on. We're going to come out with a video shortly showing you how we're building our soil and what it is, and it is going to be awesome. So give us a thumbs up, like us if you haven't already, and most of all, stay tuned and come grow with us.